Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today is the first time I'm actually doing a proper commentary on my second channel. Now this is a series that was on my first channel, this is the Grid Autosport walkthrough series, but I just felt as if, my first channel was getting a little bit clustered, there were a little bit too many series just going on, so I decided to put this into the second channel. As you can see, I've chosen to do touring cars this season. Last season, for those who don't know, I went into the open wheel, I think I did the IBAC Formula C Championship, and we came third, I think, overall in that, and we came sixth in the Cup event, which was a Garmin Caterham 300R series race around the Red Bull Ring. So here we are in the touring cars. We're going to be in Category C touring cars, I do believe, for this season. As you can see here, we've got the choice between the Hypercross Touring Car Series or the IBAC Touring Car League. So we're going into the IBAC Touring Car League because there's more races and more entertainment. Therefore, we've got two team offers, as you can see here. Oakley Motorsport using the Chevrolet Cruze, or Razer Motorsport using the Ford Focus. And I've become quite fond of Razer Motorsport, to be fair, so I've decided to go for this. Of course, this again is your career mode, but seeing as I couldn't wait any longer, I just sort of had to take the plunge and go for this decision. So I hope you guys don't mind. I just wanted to bring a little bit of variety. Don't really want to be doing Formula C and or open wheel all the time. As you can see here, we've got some sponsor objectives as well to be completing. And here is our teammate Diego Gomez. As you can see, this is really good. You get little characteristic, almost statistics like we do on FIFA, for how good they are at certain aspects of their racing. As you can see, the description of this Argentinian guy is he's a young rookie. He's a risky driver. Sorry, I couldn't read that from my tiny preview. He's a risky driver, but he lacks some experience. So he's one of them just rookies, got a bit of raw potential, but doesn't quite have the consistency, as you can see there from the stats over there, mainly due to his awareness being quite low. Just flicking through a few various things here yet again, but I'm going to be going for that. As you can see, you just briefly, I think, saw the calendar. We've got a mini Miglia Cup race during this one. But the first race of this series, I do believe, is going to be at Brands Hatch. I'll go through the later races in this one when I actually find them out. I do believe Algarve is part of it somewhere along the lines. But here you can see we'll be racing at Brands Hatch, the GP circuit, for the first round of this season here in the career mode walkthrough. This is, of course, our second season now. This is the fourth episode, of course, as well. And again, yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me choosing this, going for this decision. I've got a few questions to ask you guys about your preferences as well, going into this one. But as you can see here, just lining up here at Brands Hatch, it looks as if our rival is going to be that Oakley Motorsport Chevrolet there on the left-hand side. And is it going to be? Yes, it is. It's Sebastian Hansen there of Oakley Motorsport. I've noticed it's always the guy on the left who is the rival or the one to watch. As you can see, they were starting from right at the back. Now, this is literally because I forgot to do qualifying. You guys voted that I should be putting the difficulty up to very hard and doing qualifying, and I completely forgot. So that will return in the next episode. I do apologise, but it's still on very hard, so I've got the worst of both worlds, really. I'm not entertaining you guys in the sense that I'm not doing qualifying, and I'm on the very hard difficulty starting from the back. So that will return next episode, and I'll be doing qualifying and all sorts, and I'll be showing you the results of qualifying after I do so. But here we are, already underway, going through Druids, finding it a little bit hard to keep up, not keep up with these guys, but make any moves. We've got an Oakley car in front of us here, that is Gabriel Moreau, who I'm going to assume is French, and in front of that is his teammate, the one to watch there, Sebastian Hansen, but a move there from Moreau on his teammate, and we're going to follow him through. We're going to follow the Frenchman through, and then go up the inside of him, so a move there on both Oakley cars, but shoving Moreau a little bit out wide there, and getting a bit of contact there from his teammate Hansen, the Dane. As well, in front of us now is Hannah Wolf, another female driver there in the Liqui Ford Focus. So yeah, making moves through the order on this first lap. Only a 3-lap race, actually, interestingly. I'd have expected it to be about 4 or 5, but only 3 laps, so quite a short one here. Nathan McCain is leading for Raven West. We're about to get up the inside, though, here of Hannah Wolf there in that Ford Focus, and that is a pretty clean move. Another question I just wanted to ask you was camera angles. What camera angle would you like me to use? In this race, I'm going to be using the Chaser Cam, and in the second race, the reverse grid race, of course, that you get in Category C touring cars, as Hannah Wolf got well out of shape there behind, I will be using the far away cockpit cam. So if you want to let me know in the comment section what camera I should use that you guys would like. Personally, I quite like the cockpit cam, actually. But if you guys like the Chaser Cam, I am quite free to use that. But in the background, as I've been waffling on about various things, we've made some pretty decent progress. We managed to get past our teammate there, our Argentinian young teammate Diego Gomez, and we've now made a lunge up the inside of Aaron O'Sullivan. We actually managed to get past a Cusco racing car and a Monster Energy Chevrolet Cruze as well in the background whilst I was talking about the camera angles. Now in front of us is Axel Berg, who we've met actually in a different series, in the Ultimate Driver series. Clearly he's actually a touring car driver, but when it comes to very hard difficulty races in Formula 3, when it comes to the custom cups, but according to the career, he is a touring car driver. He's still racing though for Cusco Racing. We've gone up the inside there. That's not a very clean move on the Norwegian, but this is of course touring cars. So we are free really to make a few lunges and contact manoeuvres. Meanwhile, Nathan McCain is leading this one for Raven West. We are up into 8th though. 8th place here on lap 2 of 3. In front of us is Sophie Muller, the well-renowned female driver on this game, really the top of her game, I would say, in terms of female drivers. Her and Jade Martin, the team kicker, Australian female driver. In front of her, though, is, I don't actually know, to be honest with you. Behind, though, our teammate's still in 11th place. I've told him to push basically from the start of the race. I think he qualified further down than 11th, so he's done a decent job there as Diego Gomez. And it's Diego, I can't remember. I've forgotten his name already. It's Gomez, I'm pretty sure. My short-term memory, as you guys know from my main channel and various other things, is absolutely catastrophic. But we are now going to try and catch the Razer Motorsport Honda Civic in front of us. It will be quite difficult though. We've only got one lap to do this. In front of that looks like a Liquimolly car as well, in front of the little battle that's going on in front. Sophie Muller though lunging up the inside of what looks like the other Monster Energy Chevrolet. It's David Zielinski, and he races for Monster Energy in my Ultimate Driver series, so I can only assume it is a Monster Energy driver, and in fact it is the pole there, who's quite good actually in our Ultimate Driver series, just quite unlucky, a bit like Lars de Jong really. Tends to roll around all over the place. Got some special surprises for the Ultimate Driver over on the main channel. That is about to get messy in terms of the gameplay I've already got. Meanwhile, we're going up the inside though here of David Zielinski, and that is a pretty clean move there. Up in 7th, not a great run there onto this back straight and trying to hunt down the Razer Motorsport Honda Civic in front of us, being Sophie Muller, of course. In front of that does look like the other Liquimolly Ford Focus. I'm not entirely sure who that is. I've not really mentioned this since getting this game. It is really refreshing to have so many manufacturers in this Category C Touring Car Championship. It's really nice to have BMW and Chevrolet, who have been part of the grid aspect for a long time, and even back on Grid 1. It was obviously the BMWs and the Chevy Lassettis, but the inclusion of Honda and Ford Focus is really good. We were lunged at the inside there. Sophie Muller, again, not a very clean move on the Ford Motorsport driver. In fact, pushing her out wide there, not really very gentlemanly like on the ladylike Sophie Muller. Well, actually, I say she's ladylike. She's not at all. The way she races, she just barges her way up the inside of everyone. Should be a Raven West driver, but nonetheless, Nathan McCain, speaking of Raven West, has already won this race. But we're going to come across the line to take 6th. Our team objective actually at the end of the season is to finish 6th in the championship overall. So that's a pretty good way to start that. Here are the full results. So Nathan McCain and Aaron Wesley grabbing a 1-2 for Raven West in the 25 points and 18 points respectively. Evan Kennedy there for Team Kicker claimed 3rd in front of his German teammate Kurt Wittenstein. Emil Birkland took 5th place for Liquimolly in the Ford Focus. In front of ourselves, Sophie Muller, Zielinski, O'Sullivan and Axel Berg. But it's now time for the second race of this episode, and the second and last race of this episode. I'll be trying to do 2 races per episode, or 3 when the cup sort of thing comes alive. But Gabriel Moreau will be starting on pole, of course, over a full reverse grid. So we start 11th, and we are underway yet again. A pretty horrendous start there. Emil Björklund going to our inside, and there's a kicker car to our outside. That's Kurt Wittenstein. Through Paddock Hill Bend, though, we go. The 2 team kicker cars behind, getting all out of shape, hitting each other. Managed to get back up the inside, though, here of Emil Björklund, the Swede, and actually up the inside of a Forge car. In fact, both Forge cars, and Zielinski, I think, there as well. A bit of contact, though, involved. And I forgot, actually, right at the start to change from chaser cam to cockpit cam. But here I am now, changing to the near cockpit cam, and now to the far cockpit cam, because it looked a little bit better. As you can see, Aaron O'Sullivan, Sophie Muller, and I think there's Zielinski in there, Wittenstein in there as well, having a good battle. Our teammate is currently in 6th place, as you can actually see him there in the Razer Ford Focus car. Just 2 places in front of us, 1 car between him, and that is Axel Berg there, the Norwegian in the Cusco racing car. He's in 7th place. There's another Monster Energy car actually in there, as well as our teammate gets a little bit feisty there with the back end of that Chevy. Axel Berg getting well out of shape and hitting the dirt on the outside, but it's a pretty decent start for 11th on the grid, up into 8th place, a nice 3-point gain, or 3-place gain even. We've got 2 Razer Motorsport Honda Civics though, all over the back of us, and then a team kicker car as well. So Emil Björklund must have lost a little bit of time there as well on this first lap melee here at Brands Hatch. But nevertheless, we're actually trying to make a move at the inside of Axel Berg there, and our teammate Diego Gomez a little bit slow there through Dingle Dell and the corner after that, which I don't know the name of. Hannah Wolf has now taken the lead, meanwhile, for Liquimolly. But from Gabriel Moreau, we managed to get at the inside there of Diego Gomez. Of course, his camera angle means you can't really see to our left-hand side, although you can cheat and do that little thing that I just did. But nevertheless, I suppose it's only like looking in the mirrors, isn't it? We managed to make our move up the inside of our teammate there, and now up the inside of the Monster Energy car there of Daniele Moretti. We've got some contact there from our teammate as well. All sorts of carnage going on there Some not very clean moves made at the inside of Moreau there as well. I think we might be able to get the traction on Hansen as well. No, he manages to get a better drive out of Druids, but meanwhile, goodness me, we were making some moves that we ended up getting boxed in this massive gaggle. Contact from our teammate who's down into 7th place. I've told him yet again to push and try to get towards the top of the order there. That is a really late and quite horrendous move in all honesty there on Hansen. I do apologise to the Dane. That was pretty ridiculous. It looked like a pretty decent move, but the problem with these AI is they continue to turn into you if you make contact, which just takes you wider. So, it was mainly my fault, but it was slightly his fault as well. Got Gabriel Moreau now, his teammate, charging us down, looking for revenge there for Oakley Motorsport. He's only dropped Hansen down 2 places. He only lost out to his teammate. It's not like he went out onto the grass and into the wall. But this now means we're only 2 places away from a win here. We've got Martin Souza here, the teammate of Axel Berg in the Cusco Racing BMW. In front of that is Hannah Wolf in the lead for Liqua Molly Ford. This is looking very good. We've got Emil Björklund at the back, so it's pretty contrasting emotions for Liqua Molly at the moment. We've got one girl, sorry, at the front and one guy at the back. It's not looking amazing for Liqua Molly, although it's looking decent. But still got a decent run here on the Cusco Racing car of Martin Sosa with an M as opposed to an N. I've never heard that name before. It's actually quite a nice name. Meanwhile, we're going to lunge up the inside of Martin/Martin. Our teammate is down into 8th place now. Still trying to tell him to push, but it's not really working at the moment. This means now we only have 1 position to gain to take our maiden victory in touring cars. And we've only been in this for, what, 1 season? So yeah, this is actually quite a nice dynamic, sort of remembering our history in a different discipline and moving into a different one. I quite like it instead of just carrying on with open wheel. It's quite nice to have a bit of variety. And did we win a race in the first season of open wheel? I don't know, but meanwhile we're looking to win here, and we've gone up the inside of Hannah Wolf there. We've been a little bit more gentlemanly-like than we were with Sophie Moore in the first race, and with Ode Hansen there at the same corner this race. Behind us, Daniele Moretti, as that's pronounced, Daniele as opposed to Daniel. Daniele Moretti is actually catching us at the moment in the Monster Energy Chevy, and I think he's bringing a friend with him who might well be Hansen. So this might well be a 5-man/girl gaggle at the moment. But meanwhile, we're going to try and make this run here and make this move on Hannah Wolf. We're charging now down into Dingle Dell. We've got right up behind her. We're now going to try and make a move, a sort of switchback move there at the inside. We've been hit by Martin Sosa, and that is extremely annoying now as Hannah Wolf gets to run in front. And surely we are far too far back. We're going to go for a little lunge up the inside, just changing direction. We had the pace, we had the movement up the inside, but Sousa stuck his nose at the inside. Still got a decent run though here on the Liqua Molly 4, but I don't think it's going to be enough to the line. Slipstream isn't as powerful as it is in open wheel in this category as is in real life, and we take second. Disappointing though there, because we had a really good opportunity to take the lead and take the win, but Sousa there, just that ever so slight bit of contact threw us off. We couldn't really make a lunge at the inside, otherwise there would have been huge amounts of contact and probably a bad run for ourselves. Evan Kennedy managed to get back up into 4th place. Great run for himself. Hannah Wolf, though, winning this race there, the female driver. Ourselves there in 2nd place, in front of Martin Sousa, the Portuguese driver for Cusco Racing. Evan Kennedy there, brilliant recovery drive from the back to take 4th. In front of Aaron O'Sullivan. Daniele Moretti got mugged a little bit on that final lap. And Axel Berg, Sophie Muller, Moreau there, and his teammate Hansen. So Oakley Motorsport, they're getting mugged as well. Our teammate, though, however, is right at the back. We are, however, top of the standings by 1 point over Evan Kennedy. That's Nathan McCain in 3rd. When Hannah Wolf and Aaron Wesley there for Raven West, and 3 people joint there for 6th place, actually. Aaron O'Sullivan, Martin Sousa, and Kurt Wittenstein there for Team Kicker. Meanwhile, here is how the team standings look. There is in the background. Someone gets well out of shape. That was the replay there. Team Kicker leading it by 1 point over the Raven West, and it's Forge Motorsport and ourselves there in joint 3rd. With Forge Motorsport there, our teammate not really doing a great job, but he actually held a little bit of promise. He just got mugged in that second race a little bit, which is unfortunately there for Ford Focus Razer Racing, or my team of course. We've managed to fulfill Razer's sponsor objective and another one which I can't see from my tiny preview. It looks really complicated. The other 4 we haven't been able to complete just yet. We're on our way to completing those as well for extra XP. Nevertheless, I really hope you've enjoyed this first actual commentated at you guys normal commentary style video here on my 2nd channel. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did. Comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. I really appreciate a subscription actually, because I'm trying to get the 2nd channel going, and it's always very hard, starting a channel. As you can see in the background, XP, we're almost half of the way, about 1/3 of the way through to level 2 there in the touring cars. But nevertheless, I would really appreciate all that good stuff, that liking and subscribing and commenting. It really gets a channel off the ground, really, when you guys support it a huge amount. You guys are so good at that as well on my main channel and on this channel. But nevertheless, it's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a brilliant day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.